Hi, in today's speech, we're going to talk about how general education requirements in college should be abolished. How many of you started to take general education classes in college and thought to yourself, how is this course relevant to my major, or even thought it's a waste of time? We've all been there, looking for classes during online registration, preferred time slots slowly becoming full, and the 5.0 professors on Rate My Professor becomes unavailable. Eventually, we give up on an ideal class and look for a replacement. While the general education program is an integral part of the educational experience within most colleges in the United States, it's also outdated. Registering and attending classes that you are not interested in can be so frustrating. Trying to find the motivation to study for a class that you know you will never have to use again can be so difficult. General education requirements should be abolished because it is redundant and unnecessary. First, I will talk about how general education requirements is a waste of time. Then I will discuss how the tuition prices are very expensive. And finally, I will explain how most classes do not benefit a student's major. First, let's get into how general education requirement is a waste of time. A few of the problems associated with general education classes that they are basically a repeat of high school. English, basic math, natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities are the types of classes that a college student would be forced to take as their prerequisites. According to Michael Price, a bachelor's degree takes most people half a decade or longer to complete. By the time you graduate with your bachelor's degree, there is a high probability that the career or profession you sought 4 to 6 years prior no longer exists or has been completely disruptive of the information you learned for the past 4 to 6 years is now completely obsolete. After examining that general ed classes are a waste of time, we can discuss how tuition prices could be very expensive. The number one reason students drop out of college is because they cannot afford it. College tuition has increased a whopping 2,580% between 1970 and 2021. The rate of students that have dropped out should be of no surprise as a result of overpriced tuition prices for courses that aren't even related to the major they're interested in. Cost needs to be cut all around, and this begins with general education courses. In 2018, the Education Department noticed that a considerable number of borrowers weren't paying their loans, but they owed more than they originally borrowed because of the accumulating interest. College prices have soared across all institution types, but private non-profit institutions continue to cost more than public colleges. A full-time student paid $48,965 at a private non-profit college on average in 2019 compared to $21,035 at a public university. Now that we understand how tuition prices could be very expensive, we can discuss how most classes do not benefit a student's major. Each college ranges in the number of general education credits that their student needs to fulfill, creating an unequal balance between those classes and their core requirements for their degree. For instance, a college algebra course would obviously have no effect on a student studying creative writing. The only question left to answer would be, why do such requirements exist? It could also be understood that courses required in fact focus on what students should have learned in high school. Moving on to conclusion. First, I talked about how general education requirements is a waste of time. Then I discussed how the tuition prices are very expensive. And finally, I explained how most classes do not benefit a student's major. General education requirements should be abolished because it is redundant and unnecessary. I believe general education requirements should not be forced to students. It should be given an option for students who are most likely exploring their interests and are unsure of what subject areas interest them the most. Hopefully, by listening to this speech, will persuade you that we should abolish the general education requirements. Thank you.